In this walkthrough, I'll show you how I would use ChatGPT to support a real procurement task, doing market research on compostable food trays, based on a request from our sourcing lead. You'll see my screen as I try to structure the research, use AI to surface suppliers and product types, and highlight risks to keep in mind before we move forward. Let's get started.
So there we are. Welcome to my desktop. Let's dive right in. Let me share my screen. So here you can see we have ChatGPT opened and the first live demo open. So here we received an email from our colleague Maya who would like us to help with a few things. Before we get started, I don't know if you already read the case study. If not, it's okay. What it comes down to is that we will be taking the case of Alex Carter, works at Global Mart, fictional company, and we wrote down some context about Alex and Global Mart to give more details to make the case more realistic and also help getting towards more realistic answers by ChatGPT. So this is the email we received. We need to do some work for our colleague who needs help with information before proceeding to an RFQ. But before we get started, I would like ChatGPT to know a little bit more about who we are. So what I will do, I will just drag in the case study we wrote and say, analyze this, and just say, okay, for now we don't need ChatGPT to do anything with this. Then what I would like is to actually, I'm just going to be very lazy and just copy in the email we received. We received this email. Now, there's two things we can do. We can be very lazy and just hit enter right now. And I am actually going to do that to just show you. And what you will see is that we will get fairly generic responses. So let's actually go ahead and do that. So even though, the email, it describes what Maya needs. And in the case, we provided quite some context. Still, I think this can be a lot better. So I'm just going to show you what they want. And actually, the very first thing that is interesting, so far ChatGPT still doesn't really know what the compostable food trays are for. So is it for meals? Is it for fruit? Is it for ready-to-eat meals? It doesn't know. And here's the first big mistake, because it will give very generic replies because it doesn't know. And as you can see here, it's not terrible, but it's definitely way too generic. So instead, what we will do is we're going to go to the prompt engineering generator. And we will be going with some information I just put in. So in this case, I would like help from a market research specialist. Now, what I did is I just copied the task we received. I pasted it in here. What is important for ChatGPT to know? Well, it should take into consideration the context of this case. As I uploaded earlier, it's about Alex Carter. So it knows to take this information when helping us. So what do we want? I want slides. I want to be creating slides. I don't want ChatGPT to create them for me, but I do want the content. So here I said I will be presenting this in slides to Maya. So give me the content for each slide. As for my role, it is about, ChatGPT can find that role in the case study I just uploaded. Who will be reading the output? So yes, it will be me, but I will turn that into slides. Do's and don'ts. It should not be generic, and please try to tailor it to my company and the products I'm procuring. And actually, you know what? Let's also add here explain here in more detail. The trays are for ready-to-eat meals. Kind of important. Then here, I would like quite a few follow-up questions. By any chance, if you have all the time, definitely make it more. The more, the better, actually. But for now, I'll set it to 3. I would like a professional tone. And the output should be the content for 5 slides, 1 for each. I'm going to hit generate prompt and copy this to clipboard. And here we will say something like, I need more details. Here's what I need from you. And let me just paste this. And I'm going to hit enter. So now I'm expecting follow-up questions, which indeed it does. So it asks us whether the ready-to-eat meals are chilled, frozen, let's say frozen, and they can be heated in the microwave. How many units do we forecast? 5,000. Besides being compostable or biodegradable, are there any other ESG priorities? Yes, we would like them PFAS free. Of course, you know, this is a fictional case, but you get the point. Like adding in this context is great. And actually, this is a great example because maybe we did not even think about having this in there in the prompt, whereas this is very obvious to us. It might not be to ChatGPT. So asking ChatGPT to come up with follow-up questions will definitely enrich the answer we will receive. And here we go. So for slide 1, it provides us with types of compostable trays. And here's a few things I would like to share already about what I'm seeing. So even though this is great, for each one, I would like to get the link to the source. So what I will just say is for slide 1, provide a link to the source. Provide a link to the source. I want to verify your work. And also this is more like a general comment. If I would be doing this and here it's a quick market research for Maya, but let's say, you know, this needs to be very detailed. I would split these up into 5 different projects. So 5 different chats, 5 different prompts to help ChatGPT, because it is great, ChatGPT, but it can get lazy. And especially if you're asking for quite a few things, it will just, you know, sort of make it workable and therefore compromise on quality. So that is something I would recommend, to split this up in different prompts. But for the sake of this lesson will get very long. Do let us know if you would like that, then we'll be happy to record that. And here you can see it provides us with the second slide, the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. And just to double check, let's see if ChatGPT is able to do this. This is something which worries me, that it's searching the web right now, whereas I expected ChatGPT to already be doing that before. Here, it doesn't give me the links right in here, but it does give them here, which I guess is fine. You know, you could dive further in there and say, hey, I don't want you to use Reddit as a source. You can be a lot more critical here. But I think for starters, to set up a few slides, this is actually pretty great. So that's the first exercise. Yeah, let's go back to the studio.
All right, we use ChatGPT to explore product options, suppliers, pricing, and risks around compostable food trays. This kind of research usually takes hours. With AI, we got a solid draft in minutes, ready to share with product and ESG for feedback. Next, we'll build on this to define sourcing criteria and shortlist potential suppliers. I'll see you in the next lesson.